talking about prayer, we normally think of us praying to Hashem. But the Talmud, in fact, tells us that God also prays. Now, this idea is very shocking. What does it mean God prays? God is God. What does He pray for? Who would God pray to? So let me first ask another question before getting to those answers. If God is one, why does He have so many different names? When you look in the Siddur and pray in Hebrew, there's a lot of different names and they all represent the same God. So let us appreciate the two main names we see coming up a lot in prayer is the name that begins with the letters Yud, Hey, and Vav and Hey, which represents the divine attribute of mercy, and the name Elokim, which represents the attribute of judgment. Now, these are the two main functions of Hashem. When Hashem is manifest in the world, it's through these channels, the channel of mercy and the channel of judgment. Now, with this, we can start to appreciate a little bit more about what's going on in the dynamic of praying to Hashem. It's not so simple, but I'd like to add a story to help us appreciate it even more. So there's these two friends that work together for many, many years, and one of them is in a jam. He asks his friend, "Can I borrow $10,000 for 30 days? I promise to have it back to you in time." So, of course, good friends, he wants to help him. He says, "But I have to ask my wife first." So he goes home, and as soon as he starts asking his wife, Michael needs a loan, she's like, "Michael? No way. I don't trust him. Never. Forget about it." So he has no choice but to go back to his friend and say, "Listen, Michael, I want to help you, but my wife said no." This can help us appreciate a little bit about what it means that Hashem has many names. Because really, when we talk about talking to Hashem, there's the Hashem that is talking to the attribute of mercy, and then there's talking to the attribute of judgment. Now let's get back to our first two questions. So who does Hashem pray to when He prays? Well, He prays to Himself. It's this inner battle or this inner dialogue between both of these attributes of Hashem, the mercy and the judgment. Now, what does Hashem pray for? So interesting, the Gemara actually tells us what Hashem prays for. "May it be my will that my mercy conquer my anger, and may my mercy overcome my attribute of strict judgment, and may I act towards my children with the attribute of mercy, judging them favorably." From here we can gain a glimpse of the most astonishing fact wherein lies the immeasurable power of our own prayers. God is on our side. He wants to be good to us. He wants to give us good. That's why He gave us prayer. He gave us the chance to approach Him and to ask Him and awaken His attribute of mercy so He can give us the good even when we are not so deserving of it. He prays for it as well.